But before we start, please support us by pressing like and subscribe buttons. Also turn on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
Part 1. The Buttonwood Agreement, the birth of a financial powerhouse.
Imagine a time before the towering skyscrapers, before the digital tickers, before the roar of the trading floor. We're going back to 1792, to a much quieter New York City. The United States was a brand new country, just starting to figure things out, especially when it came to money. The government had a massive pile of debt from the Revolutionary War, and to manage it, they issued bonds. This was America's first big experiment with public finance. But how do you buy and sell these newfangled securities? There was no formal stock exchange, no set of rules. It was a bit like the Wild West. Trades happened in coffee houses, on street corners, wherever buyers and sellers could find each other. It was chaotic, unreliable, and ripe for manipulation. A small group of merchants and brokers saw both the opportunity and the danger in this They knew something had to change if this new financial system was going to work, and more importantly, if they were going to be the ones to profit from it. So on a spring day, May 17th, 1792, 24 of these forward-thinking brokers gathered. Where did this historic meeting take place? Not in some grand hall, but under the shade of a large buttonwood tree on a dusty lane known as Wall Street. There, they put quill to paper and signed a simple, two-sentence document that would change the world forever. This was the Buttonwood Agreement. What did it say? Iti, wasan, ot. A promise among themselves. First, they agreed to only trade with each other, effectively creating an exclusive club. This cut out the untrustworthy auctioneers and Said. Second, and this was the game changer, they set a minimum commission rate of 0.25% on all sales. This simple rule stabilized their business, ensured their profitability, and laid the very first stone in the foundation of the New York Stock Exchange. With just a handshake and a few lines of ink, this small group of men created a system of trust and order. They weren't just creating a business, they were building the engine of American capitalism. From that humble spot under a tree, New York began its unstoppable journey to become the financial capital of the world. That single piece of paper was the seed from which the entire empire of Wall Street would grow. The ambition was enormous, and it all started right there. Thanks for watching. If you found this piece of history fascinating, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode, where we'll dive into the first companies that powered this new market. See you next time.
Part 2. America's first shares, how early companies sold the dream.
Ever wondered how the whole idea of buying and selling company shares even started in America? It wasn't about big tech or flashy brands back then. The story begins much earlier, with something as simple as a bank and a few canals. Right after the Revolutionary War, America was a brand new country with big dreams, but not a lot of cash. To get things moving, institutions like the Bank of North America and early canal companies came up with a revolutionary idea. Why not let the public invest? They started issuing what we now call shares. These were literally pieces of paper, but they represented something huge at stake in the future. Think about it. When people bought these early shares, they weren't just buying a piece of a bank or a ditch being dug. There were hardly any physical assets to speak of. Instead, they were buying a promise. A promise of trade, of connection of a growing nation. They were buying the American dream, one share at a time. Of course, it was incredibly risky. Many of these projects could have failed, and investors could have lost everything. This high-risk, high-reward mindset became a cornerstone of America's financial culture. What's truly amazing is that this wasn't just for the wealthy elite. For the first time, ordinary citizens, farmers, merchants, shopkeepers could become stakeholders in the nation's growth. Your small investment could help build a canal that would connect your town to the wider world, boosting your own business in the process. It was a powerful, new way to participate in building the country. This concept of public companies became a powerful engine for American ambition. It was a way to pool together small amounts of money from many people to fund massive nation-changing projects. It democratized investment and tied the fortunes of everyday people directly to the success of the nation. From these humble beginnings, The foundations of Wall Street and the modern American economy were laid. It all started not with a bang, but with a piece of paper and a shared belief in the future. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this, look into financial history. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.
Part 3. Speculators and Scandals When Wall Street First Went Wild.
Welcome back to our series on the birth of Wall Street. In our last episode, we saw the first public companies take root. But with this new financial frontier came a whole new kind of chaos. This is the story of how Wall Street first went wild. Imagine a marketplace not governed by strict rules, but by whispers, rumors, and raw ambition. This was the reality of early American finance. Trading wasn't orderly. It was speculators, men with an appetite for high risk and high reward, quickly realized they could manipulate the system. They would spread false information to drive a stock's price up, only to sell it off at its peak, leaving unsuspecting investors with worthless paper. The stories from this era are legendary. Fortunes that took a lifetime to build could be made in a single afternoon. A well-timed trade, a lucky bet, could turn a common merchant into a wealthy tycoon overnight. But the reverse was just as true, and far more common. A family's entire savings could evaporate in an instant, wiped out by a sudden market crash or a devious scheme. This was the brutal reality of early speculation. The line between genius investor and ruined gambler was razor thin. It didn't take long for the first major financial scandals to erupt, testing the public's fragile trust in this new system. One of the most famous involved the scheme to corner the market on government debt. The plot's collapse sent shockwaves through the economy, bankrupting prominent citizens and exposing the system's vulnerabilities. These scandals were a harsh but necessary lesson for the young nation. They forced a public conversation about regulation, trust, and the very nature of money. This period of turmoil was crucial in shaping Wall Street's identity. America was learning a fundamental lesson. Great opportunity always comes with great danger. The same forces that could build a nation could also threaten to tear it apart. Wall Street was forged in this fire, a place of both incredible triumph and devastating turmoil. Its story wasn't just about numbers and charts. It was about human nature, greed, and the relentless pursuit of the American dream, for better or for worse. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this journey into financial history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode, where we explore the formalization of the stock exchange. See you 10.
Part 4. The Rise of the NYSE, When Trading Became a National Force.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our series on the birth of Wall Street. Last time, we left off with a small group of brokers huddled under a buttonwood tree. Today, we're diving into how that secret club transformed into a national powerhouse. So, that handshake deal under the tree, it got a major upgrade. In 1817, the Buttonwood Brokers officially became the New York Stock and Exchange Board. They moved indoors, set up shop, and started to write down some serious rules. No more whispered deals in the street. This was the beginning of organized, formal trading as we know it. They established set trading times, created a constitution, and even fined members for bad behavior. This wasn't just about making things tidy. It was about building trust. And it worked. Suddenly, companies from all over the young nation wanted in. Getting listed on the New York Exchange wasn't just about raising money anymore. It was a badge of honor. It meant your company was legitimate, that you had credibility. From canal builders in the Midwest to textile mills in New England, everyone wanted a piece of the action and the prestige that came with a Wall Street listing. This shift couldn't have come at a better time. America was on the brink of an industrial explosion. Railroads were stretching across the continent. Factories were churning out goods, and cities were growing at an incredible pace. And what fueled all this growth? Capital. The New York Stock and Exchange Board became the engine room of the Industrial Revolution, channeling money from investors into the ambitious projects that were literally building the nation. Wall Street wasn't just a street in New York anymore. Its pulse was echoing across America. What started as a small, exclusive group of local traders had evolved into the most important financial institution in the country. The New York Stock Exchange was no longer just a marketplace. It was a symbol of American ambition and economic might, shaping the destiny of industries and fortunes for generations to come. Thanks for watching. We've got more amazing stories from Wall Street's history coming up, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter. See you in the next video.
Part 5. The Age of Innovation. How Wall Street Shaped America's Future.
Ever wondered how America went from a collection of states to a global powerhouse? A big part of the answer lies in 3 simple words: railroads, steel, and tech, and the money to build it all. That came from Wall Street. Welcome back to our series on the birth of America's first public companies. Today, we're diving into the age of innovation and how Wall Street bankrolled the future. Imagine America in the 19th century. To connect a vast continent, you needed thousands of miles of railroad tracks. To build towering cities, you needed immense amounts of steel. And who had the cash for these colossal projects? Not the government, and certainly not single individuals. The capital came from everyday people, channeled through the stock market. This is where the magic really happened. Wall Street became the ultimate matchmaker, connecting ambitious entrepreneurs with the public's savings. Think of titans like Andrew Carnegie in steel or Cornelius Vanderbilt in railroads. Their visions were grand, but they needed capital to make them real. By taking their companies public, they raised staggering sums of money, turning their dreams into industrial empires that employed hundreds of thousands and reshaped the nation. Innovation was the fuel, but capital was the spark. Every new invention, from the telegraph to the early light bulb, found its way to Wall Street seeking funding. Investors, eager to back the next big thing, poured money into these fledgling companies. This wasn't just gambling, it was a bet on progress. Public companies became the vehicles that transformed brilliant ideas into nationwide realities. The stock market wasn't just a place for financiers and top hats. It became America's engine of progress. It allowed for the pooling of resources on a scale never seen before. This dynamic system funded the infrastructure that connected the country, built the factories that powered its economy, and laid the groundwork for the technological revolutions of the 20th century. The very fabric of modern America was woven with threads of capital from Wall Street. From laying tracks across the prairies to lighting up cities, Wall Street's role was pivotal. It showed that when capital and innovation come together, anything is possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into financial history, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. We'll see you in the next episode.